I don't know anything about constructions. I mean, I know how to cook and I know how to entertain people. This is exactly I wanted.
I want to make it feel like a Sri Lankan restaurant.
We're giving her our top supervisor to run the project.
I love it.
There's a joke in Grand Haven, Michigan, that there are more churches than gas stations. The tiny resort community on the shores of Lake Michigan is as Midwestern as it gets.
The typical person who lives in Grand Haven, Michigan, has probably never left Michigan.
There's an element here that's very conservative.
The locals that live here are very local.
A few months ago, a Sri Lankan-born, East Coast-educated, New York investment banker named Delany Rufnayaka decided to make Grand Haven her home.
First of all, Grand Haven's never, I think, met anyone like her.
I think we're very lucky to have somebody with her energy and talent.
Delany doesn't even drive a car.
You know what I learned about myself is no matter where you go, if you are who you are, you can live anywhere.
But there's a reason Delany is here. When the tsunami hit her homeland, she went back to help. Suddenly, her high-pressured New York life no longer made sense.
And then I told myself, you know, I need to do something I really like to do. And I came back, I quit my job.
She came to Grand Haven for a summer holiday and to visit her brother. She hasn't left.
I do miss my friends. I really do miss them, but I want them to come here and see how I have accomplished. They did not want me to leave New York. They, in fact, took bets saying that I'll be back before Christmas.
She cashed in all her savings and bought this former insurance office. Now, on less than $200,000, she'll try to open Grand Haven's first Sri Lankan bistro, called Thali. Sri Lankan for multi-dish meal.
Thali means it's a multi-dish meal. I want to make sure when people are eating, they are going to eat like they're having a meal in Sri Lanka. The whole idea is people are coming to my house for dinner.
Between where it is and making it feel like home, there's a bit of work to do.
The entrance is going to come right here, so people are going to come from here.
She's got to finish gutting it.
But I'm going to just drywall everything.
And then put it back together.
And then I'll try different colors, like spice colors.
She's got to build an addition for a kitchen and 2 bathrooms.
Closed kitchen is going to come up to here, and then the 2 bathrooms, barrier-free bathrooms, are going to be on this side.
She even wants to add a patio.
But I'm going to make it happen, I know.
Delany's logic is that since it's going to be small, seating only about 20 people, she's sure she can be ready in just 12 weeks.
How can you go wrong? I don't believe in big things. I believe in small, really good things.
It's about 20 hours by plane to Sri Lanka, but only a 40-minute bike ride to the next town where there's an Asian supermarket.
Oh, banana leaves. There you go. Oh my God, I'm excited that they sell tamarind. Last time I saw one of these, it was in Sri Lanka.
These may be the flavors of her childhood, but Delany didn't grow up with good food. Her mother was a disaster in the kitchen.
I would sneak into my friend's house during the lunchtime and eat at their house. Chili, oh, I'm so glad to find this chili because you can't get this chili anywhere.
Out of necessity, Delany taught herself to cook. She was a natural.
Everyone always compliment me for my cooking, and I didn't think of it as such a big deal.
Here's the lime leaf that just coming in this morning.
This is great. You know, we actually call it curry leaves, and the flavor is amazing. In Sri Lanka, everything is so colorful. The taste, if you eat it, it's not just the spice, it's like you really taste the vegetables for what it is. And that's what's special about Sri Lankan food.
Delany may not have any problems getting what she needs for her menu. Someone to help her cook is another story. For now, Tommy is her great hope. Tommy's a friend of a friend's son who wants to go to cooking school.
Have you had any Indian food in Indian or Indian subcontinental food in Grand Rapids?
I've never had Indian food until I met you, actually.
Really?
We tried to talk Delaney into a contingency, and she said she hoped she wouldn't need it.
Delaney Rathnayaka, a Sri Lankan-born former New York investment banker, has decided the tiny town of Grand Haven, Michigan, needs her and her Sri Lankan cuisine.
The whole idea is people are coming to my house for dinner.
But she's now starting to realize just how hard it might be to pull it all off.
Have you had any Indian food in Indian or Indian subcontinental food in Grand Rapids?
I've never had Indian food until I met you, actually.
These are some linens.
I love these colors.
The area around Grand Haven has attracted a few artists like Tim Kurtz. It was like striking gold when Delaney met him. The colors of his fabric designs and his vision for Thali are inspired by his travels to Sri Lanka.
I want to make it feel like a Sri Lankan restaurant. I spend time there every few years, and I love the kind of architecture that they use and how they decorate the space.
With the furniture and everything, it'll be like probably $6,000 budget, so.
Some of the buildings or restaurants that I go into there, they have very contemporary taste.
We can go to IKEA and check out those furniture over there, because some of those furniture is very, they are contemporary.
I think we should, inspire people.
Right there?
Yeah. I did bring a sample of some furniture that my company makes. Let's look at this.
Wow.
And, there's a nice modern style chair.
Yeah, nice, I like it. Do you have anything free to give me, Tim?
I don't know if
I don't have a lot of money.
I don't know if anybody can beat IKEA price, but you throw in a few meals, and I really haven't had any good Sri Lankan food since I've been in Sri Lanka.
Delaney is well aware of the power of her charms. In the short time she's been in Grand Haven, she's made all the right connections, like with Suzanne Rutsnicki, a principal in one of the region's biggest contracting firms. Suzanne was so taken by Delaney, she and her company are working for free.
We're not making a profit. We're giving her our top supervisor to run the project. We want to come here and eat every day, and so we're trying to get her into this building and something that she can afford.
But there's only so much they can do. Delaney fell in love with the building and in real estate. That's not necessarily a good thing.
I would not have advised her to buy the building. Here we have some damage that you can see from termites. It's very small on a small lot, and dry rot.
This is an example of what we might get into. We've got all rotten wood trim here, and if you wanted to keep that for cost reasons, we can't. I mean, it's just, we can't build on top of that. So now we either have to replace the windows or we have to do something else with them.
We definitely have to get the kitchen equipment, everything in order, lined up, all the specifications, and get that turned over to the health department.
I mean, is this something like, what do you think? Is there some, I'm not familiar with these issues.
The final timing is not up to us, see? I mean, you can have everything done and they might hold you off for another 2 weeks.
I really have to have the restaurant open, but otherwise I'll be broke. I had to pack my bags and go back to New York.
You can move in with us as long as you cook.
It is all more than she anticipated, and a very long way from her life in New York, where her choice of shoes every morning was sometimes her toughest decision.
I have all these shoes up here. I do miss New York. In fact, I watch Sex and the City every night, and I see those girls. It reminds me of my friend, like, it's nice and sexy. Where am I gonna wear this and go in this town? Nobody wants to take me on a date or something, so.
The truth is, Delaney won't have any time for a date anyway. The restaurant is all-consuming. Every day there's more bad news. The building is a horror show.
We tried to talk Delaney into a contingency, and she said she hoped she wouldn't need it.
The building has sunk quite a bit over the years.
And she just, I think, thought if she ignored that, it wouldn't be there. It's worse than we originally anticipated. All the damage that's in these studs, they're water damaged. And when we started removing the studs underneath the windows started cracking. We have money in the budget for studs.
But not for the windows?
Not for the windows. Even though we're doing this at no profit, we still want her to pay for the subcontractors because we have to pay for the subcontractors. You never got your permit for building, and that is over $1,000. There's no place in the budget for that money. You didn't account for it, and since you already said that you already had it, we didn't account for it.
That I'm just shocked.
All the bankers talk to all the construction people. We keep a pretty tight handle on where all the money's coming from.
I don't know anything about constructions. I mean, I know how to cook and I know how to entertain people. That's all I know.
We need either some kind of letter of guarantee from the bank. We need something from an investor, because what you showed us financially, you're basically over budget and out of money at this point.
As far as getting my timing, planning everything, it didn't go the way I wanted.
In Grand Haven, Michigan, Delany Rufnayaka, who had a romantic notion of opening a Sri Lankan restaurant, has just had a big shock.
You're basically over budget and out of money.
Her contractors need to know where she's going to get the money.
I don't know what to do, and I gotta raise that money.
Delany has been relying on her talents and charms, and she's going to do it again.
Do you use those organic spices?
Yeah, I have organic spices too.
She dumped her young apprentice and hired a whole new crew, including her brother. Some of them know South Asian food, but none of them has any restaurant experience.
I want to cut down on oil. Yeah, you know.
I can take it out.
Yeah.
Today, they may be cooking the most important dish of their lives, because Delany has come up with a plan to get more cash. The Chamber of Commerce, the movers and shakers in town, are meeting this afternoon at the roller rink. They can help her get a small business loan from the town council if she impresses them.
I'm just thinking, praying that it'll work and I'll get enough money to run the business.
She'll give it her best shot with kidney bean and potato patties. She's deliberately decided on her least intimidating chutney, merely to warm their palates pleasantly.
If I'm not strong and my head is not clear, things are gonna fall apart.
Today, it's an all or nothing gamble.
Now, what is the sauce?
It's a mint and cilantro.
Oh, okay.
So it's,
Oh, this is really nice. I love the mint.
you like it? Great. So I told them, listen, I really need this cash to run the business. Take some more chutney. It's good. Yeah. $25,000.
Where did you get the recipes? I mean, is these family recipes or?
No, it's actually
kind of a mix of.
It's mix of growing up in Sri Lanka.
heritage.
My heritage.
Your heritage.
I want to
So you're
bring
bringing
that.
your home here.
I'm bringing my home here.
Wonderful.
They worked on something and I'm getting the loan.
It takes just a few days for the Chamber of Commerce to get her the $25,000. But it's not as if Delany is flush. She's cutting every corner she can, and there's a price for that too. Her brother did a lousy job painting.
Where they've actually hit them with the rollers trying to go up to paint those.
I'm really disappointed with the painting, how it came out, but I can't complain because I really don't have money. I know he never painted before, but you know, he did what he could.
Professional painters need to do professional jobs.
More work, more time. Her kitchen isn't in. The place needs to be repainted, and she's barely started working on the food.
As far as getting my timing, planning everything, it didn't go the way I wanted. And then I'm really nervous.
Delany has to make more compromises.
I wanted to put a big sign up there with all the, you know, is it silver sign? That's gonna cost me $4,000. That looks like a poor man's sign. Oh my God, I just can't. It's my restaurant. This is so New York. This is something you would like walk on like on the east side, and you'll see this little cool place, and this is exactly I wanted.
I hope somebody shows up. I hope it doesn't scare them away.
That's very spicy, isn't it?
What's in it?
I think my mouth is going to burn.
Wow.
In Grand Haven, Michigan, Delany Rufnaika is out of cash and out of time.
It didn't go the way I wanted.
If she doesn't break even over the next 2 months, she'll have to go back to New York, broke.
I'm really nervous.
Delany will open her doors in just 8 hours. Last night, she tossed and turned.
Oh, is that my lemongrass?
She needs to sell at least 34 meals a day at about $20 each just to cover her costs.
This is real now. I gotta do it.
She knows the spiciness of Sri Lankan food could be her Achilles heel. She decides to do some final market research at a local bank. She'll test the local tolerance to heat with goan tiki, fish fritters with a choice of smoked tomato or chili chutney.
That's very spicy, isn't it?
What's in it?
Holy cow, is that hot? I think my mouth is going to burn.
Wow.
If the word gets out that her food is too spicy, Delany could be doomed. In only 3 hours, she'll know if she stands a chance of making it. Delany has no money left for artwork, so her designer is surprising her with panels of fabric and a sculpture he made himself.
Oh my God, I love it. It's gorgeous. Let me see. Oh, this is so.
This is New York over here.
This
okay?
is so. Oh, Tim.
This is Sri Lanka over here.
It's so cool.
3 months ago, a former insurance office with rotten beams and a sinking foundation belonged in Dodge City. Today, with the help of an incredibly generous community, it is a colorful oasis.
I want to thank you, all of you, for all the hard work you've done. Without you guys, I wouldn't have done this. I truly appreciate everything you guys done. Thank you.
Her supporters always knew that Grand Haven, despite some culinary cowards, had an appetite for Thali.
For many years of good luck.
Thank you so much.
I think you're going to love it.
To start, tonight's guests have a choice between goan tiki or grilled banana peppers.
It's perfect. The heat is just right.
There are 3 thali, or multi-dish meals. For those who can take the spice, there's chili shrimp, sautéed with chive leaves and olive oil.
Everything is just so much different.
Flavorful.
For those who wanted medium, chicken marinated with curry leaves and organic spices.
That's good. Really good.
What is this fish right here?
And for those who only want a hint of the exotic, beef chettinad, slow-cooked beef with caramelized onions and spices in an Indian crepe.
It's got a subtle flavor, so I like it.
That's the dal masala.
Oh, that's good.
Really? Yay!
Who needs New York anyway?
It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Go, sister, go, sister.
I used to take care of myself all the time, and that hasn't happened for a while. Sounds like blood on my feet. Wow, it looks great. They look like happy toes right now.
Find more at fineliving.com. Real information for real people.